I'm sorry, y'all. I messed up. I pressed stop when I meant to not press that. But I'm about to start this over again so you guys can hear what he's saying. Okay, so
my good sister made it a video. I'm gonna tag her in it. She VG. So anyway, but I want to start first and foremost by saying fuck TDJakes. You see, TDJakes made a sermon where he excoriated black women for being masculine, which is an argument I've heard from a lot of black women throughout black men throughout my motherfucking life. That black women are unapproachable, they're angry, and they're masculine. You misspelled, we leave our black women to raise our children and walk the fuck away, so therefore they have to be both father and mother to children that we don't want, but it's their fault.
That's where I'm going to stop it because I don't want any copyright issues. But basically, y'all hear what he's saying, and I agree with that. He was saying that what he was getting from the message that TDJakes was sharing is basically where TDJakes was saying that black men are too masculine, unapproachable, not feminine enough. And he was saying basically you spelt that wrong because you're trying to say that they're that way because they choose to be. They're not. They're that way because they had no choice but to be that way because they had no one to take the place of the man in the household or in their life. I mean, shoot, there's a lot of black women that didn't even grow up with a father. Hello, I'm one of them. So it's just like, you know, when you have certain instances like that, and then you want to sit there and talk about how masculine women, black women specifically, are acting, you have to recognize the struggle that the black woman is forced to go through that nobody is accommodating her for. And the fact that she's getting sick and tired of being in a position that she knows that she's not supposed to be in, but she knows that if she don't take that position, no one else will. In all actuality, in my personal opinion, from my personal experiences and my research on my people, is that black women are sick and tired of taking on everything. And black men are supposed to be the stronger sex, but yet they're the ones that never act like they're strong enough to really keep up maintaining everything the way that they're supposed to and not putting it on the black woman. And then you got these black mothers that most of these black mothers, like I said, didn't even grow up with a black father in the household. If she did, she grew up with a black father that you don't even know what her story was. I know some stories of women that grew up with a black father and he was just very distant to the point where it was like he barely was there. Some women grew up with a black father that beat them and was verbally and mentally abusive towards them, and so they started to attract them men that was the same way. So many different things, and it's like they get into these toxic relationships trying to be with someone that they have some type of connection with, and they don't realize that it's a toxic connection because it's toxic vibes you see in that person, it's toxic vibes that person sees in you, and that's how y'all connect, as opposed to a healthy connection, which is what you want. And I'm talking about connections here because I know that that's one of the major reasons why black women tend to act more masculine than feminine, is because they don't have manly men that don't expect her to do everything, and don't expect her to fix everything, and don't expect her to guide everything and direct everything just because she knows how to do it. Listen, black women are tired of doing everything. Okay? Me being a black woman, let me be the first to say it. We are tired of doing everything. And we're definitely sick and freaking tired of doing everything. And the black man, just because he might be paying everything, he's the one that's taking on saying that he does everything, even though that's literally the only thing that the black man usually does is pay for everything, if he's doing that. And because of that, because the black man is not even expected to provide, protect, and direct like he's supposed to, because he's not expected to even do that anymore, the black woman now is expected to do it. And he's even telling her that that's what she's supposed to do and misdirecting her, because she already feels in her spirit and her soul and her energy that she's not supposed to do that. But she knows no one else is doing it, and she knows that the one person that she feels like is supposed to do it is trying to tell her to do it. So she feels like, I can't make him do anything he doesn't want to do, so I guess I have to step in and do it, even though I'm a woman and this is not my position. Honest to goodness, if black women did not play the position of the black man, I don't believe that there would be any black people still existing right now. I mean, especially black men, because so many black men's lives were saved from black women putting themselves in front of the bullet or the fist or whatever that black man was getting beaten with. And it's like, it's so sad, because it's like, yo, watch some of our movies. Watch. And the sad part about it also is, yeah, it's all in the movies. It's all in the shows. It's all in there. And it shows how the black woman has constantly stepped in for the black man. And just basically just took over. And it's not because she wanted to or because she just want to run everything. It's because she feel like he ain't gonna run it right. If I let him run it, he gonna run it. He gonna run the truck right through the damn house. If I let him run it, us black women, we already know. A lot of y'all black men, y'all don't have the direction that y'all need to have in order to lead us correctly. Because if y'all did, y'all would have been already leading us correctly, and we wouldn't be having to take control over the situation ourselves. I'm gonna tell y'all about a little short story time. I had a situation one time, and I can't bring it back up because dude blocked me, even though I was gonna block him because he was just being a jerk. It was, all right, I'm gonna let y'all in a little secret. I will reach out and, request people as friends. Might not even ever speak to them personally or anything like that if I don't feel led to. But I will connect with people, strangers that I probably don't even know, and accept them as friends or befriend them like on social media and stuff like that. And if a great friendship develops from that, great. If not, if we just be distant friends, that's just that. So it was one of those type of situations where I kind of had like a distant friendship with this guy. I never knew him, never met him, nothing like that. He was just somebody that I saw. He looked like an interesting person, so I just accepted. Either I accepted his friend request or I sent him a friend request, one or the other. And so I noticed this guy would put up a lot of religious stuff. So I already know, like, oh, okay, I already know where his mindset is. And he's not even married, but he does have a girlfriend that he's always talking about. And I did notice that he really does put his girlfriend's pros and cons out there heavy, but not pros so much as the cons, if you know what I mean. So I peeped that about him. And I also peeped that, just like a lot of other religious people seem to be, he acted like kind of holier than thou, like trying to tell everybody what to do and trying to tell people how to act and how to live. But I never noticed him direct none of that to young men. He either always directed it to women or women and men, but he never directed any of his ranting and raving and correcting and reprimanding to men specifically. It was always to women specifically, or women and men. Never to just men specifically. And I looked at that as a sign. To be honest with y'all, that's one of the reasons why I already kind of was thinking about deleting him. But I never did until after this particular situation that I'm about to tell you guys about. So one day, this very guy posted something up that I didn't necessarily agree with. If I remember correctly, he posted up something about how he believes that women are supposed to allow men to basically direct them and rule them and tell them everything to do. And of course, I had some objections to that, because I'm like, these days, us women, we cannot allow men to direct us. And I say this from personal experience, because I have been in contact with, and sometimes in relationships with, guys that don't have the best direction, don't have the best insight, and don't have the best habits for anybody to follow. Okay, so with that being the case, and with that being facts, with me knowing it's factual, because I have in the past, when I was younger, followed men that I thought may have had the right idea about things, and then realized later on that they did not know what they were doing, and that I would have done better just listening to my own insight and my own inside voice. And so that's exactly what I started to do. And my results turned out a lot better lately now, listening to myself, as opposed to how it would turn out when I used to listen to these other men who clearly didn't really know what they were talking about or what they were doing, because they kept leading me in the wrong direction. And then they would ridicule me for listening to them. And I would be like, what? How you going to ridicule me for listening to you, when I told you that I didn't know what I was doing in the first place? So of course I'm going to, if I think that you have the right answers, I'm going to listen to you. But if I find out that you don't have the right answers, I'm going to realize that, and I'm not going to listen to you, and I'm going to find another alternative situation to deal with. And I remember I basically just put it out there that, it's not the best idea all the time to tell women to, follow these men, because a lot of time these men don't know what they're doing. And the guy blocked me. But before he blocked me, he said something to the extent of, I'm not going to have somebody else dictating what I believe is in God's word. And, the holier than thou attitude that a lot of religious people have when somebody says something that's out of context from what they are conditioned to regurgitate regularly. And it's like, I don't have anything, believe it or not, I don't have anything against religion whatsoever. If you want to be religious, you want to be religious, that's fine. It has nothing to do with me, And what I religiously believe in have nothing to do with y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't. So that's why I'm just like, why do people always do that to other people? Like, they get mad at another person for having certain insight just because they believe that insight can possibly be more factual than the biblical insight that you have, that may not seem like the best thing to do nowadays. I mean, I'm just saying. Like I said, I'm not going against nobody's religion or nothing like that. I'm not even trying to come off like I'm, a person that's against religion, because I'm not. But I'm a person that sees the truth for what it really is. I'm not a person that's going to sugarcoat anything, or that's going to try to change something because I want it to look this certain kind of way. No, I'm going to look at it from what it is, and I'm going to expose it for what it really is, and that's going to be that. No fakeness over here. But I just really wanted to share that because I was just like, I feel like that's one of the major reasons why so many people, have problems and have issues in relationships. That's because males these days, even the most manly men, are feminine. In a lot of different ways, they're feminine. And I'm not trying to say that to offend anybody. I'm just saying that to be honest and straightforward to what we're dealing with out here with our men, especially black men. And it's reasons why they're feminine. First of all, they're feminine because they did not ever really, most of these guys never really had a genuine male figure to be an example for them. That's first and foremost. Secondly, if they did have a male figure, that male figure was so distracted, discombobulated, and run down by the world, his job, his responsibilities, that he could not even bear to really realize how to be a father and be the man of the household without being weighed down by everything else that he's going through already. Okay? So when you're raised in a household with a father that's always working and never has time to spend time with his children, and you never get to actually interact with your father, and you barely ever even see your father and mother interact with each other because he's always working, you don't have that father figure or that male energy around you to show you what to expect as a woman if you're a daughter and what to be as a man if you're the son. That's where the breakdown of the black family has come in, because the father never was taught how to be a father, and he feels overwhelmed because circumstances and liabilities of life keeps him weighed down, so he can't be free to be a father, to be a dad, to be able to have enough time to spend time with his family, with his wife, with his girlfriend, with his sons and his daughters. Like, come on. Society has a great deal with that, because society is the one that tells you that, oh, you got to work for everything, you got to slave all day and night to even remotely try to have any type of a life. And then don't even think that you're going to enjoy yourself, because then you're going to have to pay later for that, because then you're going to have to worry about not having money for something else. So it's just like, and that's one of the major reasons why I'm doing the best that I can to get myself out of survival mode, because that's where a lot of us are. We're in survival mode and we can't seem to get out of it. And that's why I'm doing the best that I can to get myself out of survival mode, because it truly is impossible to truly become a success in your serious career, what you really want to do with your life, if you stay in survival mode. It's impossible. So,
One moment.
Thank you guys for watching. Sorry, y'all, that this
Working on that.
go off for no reason.
I'm having a problem with the connection. Please try again in a little bit.
I didn't ask you to do that, but okay. So, y'all, I just wanted to share that with you guys and tell y'all my point of view on that story, because I kept hearing about it and I definitely had a point of view for it. So I decided to share it with you guys today. So, guys, thanks so much for watching. And I hope you got some great energy and some great information from this video. And if you would like to make a comment on what you feel about the subject yourself, or if you would like to, spread some encouraging words for me, I would appreciate that. Like, comment, share, and subscribe, and become a part of the Truth Tribe if you have not already. And if you have already, thank you so much for becoming a part of the tribe, and for your support, and for your time, and for your availability to watch and vibe with me and, live life. Why not? We here right now until God takes us on out of here. All right, guys. I will see you guys in the next video. Catch you next time. Later.